unfailing boomerang. This is a principle which will help you attain your personal and career goals and will result in you acquiring peace of mind. The seed for achievement is truth. Truth means honesty, inner truth, truth to yourself. Being truthful with ourselves means the responsibility of making the best use of what we have. And we have our minds, our abilities, talents, and time. These are our possessions. This is really an immense amount of wealth that belongs to each of us, and the correct investment of this wealth will determine our rate of return. As with the ownership of any kind of wealth, it's left to us to decide what use we'll make of it. So the choice is ours, and it is here where personal honesty and integrity come into the picture. The great law behind everything in God's universe is the law of cause and effect. For every cause, there will be an equal effect. If we make good use of our minds, abilities, talents, and time, it will become apparent in our outer lives. What is so amazing is that we are the only ones from whom we can steal time, talent, and ability. And this is an understanding that the great majority of people do not realize. Integrity must be the foundation upon which every great career is to be built. Success has nothing to do with the size of the brain. Truly successful people all have one thing in common. They all understand, consciously or unconsciously, the law of cause and effect and wisely work with it instead of trying to work against it. Many people live on a short-term instant gratification basis. Let me give an example. If it's expedient to be honest, fine, they're honest. If it's more expedient to make a quick profit in some way by not disclosing the whole truth or by shading it a bit, well, they'll shade it a bit. Why? Because they don't see living as a long-term arrangement. They forget or don't even know about the unfailing boomerang. Every time a person does something dishonest, he's throwing the boomerang. To keep our integrity, all we have to do under every circumstance is to ask ourselves, is this true? Is this honest? And then go ahead with the happy realization that we've taken care of the cause and that the effect will take care of itself. Galatians 6:7 says, for whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. The unfailing boomerang. Living successfully is a matter of forming the right habits of honesty in everything we do. By stealing from an employer, the employee is stealing opportunity from himself, thereby holding himself back, limiting himself. As a result, he grows smaller, he fails, unless or until he wakes up. One great enemy that has never changed is ignorance. And the greatest ignorance of all is the mistaken belief that we can ever receive more than we earn. Sooner or later, there will be an accounting. We're throwing the boomerang. As the owner says to his manager in Luke 16:2, give an account of your stewardship, or in other words, management. The wonderful thing about this law of cause and effect, the boomerang, is that it's just as unfailing when we operate on the right side of it. Just as he can never fail to punish us when we're dishonest. Listen to what Colossians 3:23-25 says. And whatever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not to men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the reward of the inheritance, for you serve the Lord Christ. But he who does wrong will be repaid for what he has done, and there is no partiality. So how do we put truth to work for us? It means a willingness to perform at our best during the time we should be performing at our best. By giving our honest best during working hours, we will be building the security which lasts a lifetime and will reap a rich and abundant reward of a wonderful feeling of worth and peace of mind. Then we know we will move ahead because we will simply be too remarkable, too unusual, and too outstanding to go unnoticed for very long. How are you throwing your boomerang? Shalom.